All right, we're getting some video in. This is from Kyiv, Ukraine. It's in northeast Ukraine. I don't think that far from the capital of Kyiv, and it shows a great deal of damage, bomb craters, homes devastated, damaged buildings, and the rest from a Russian air raid. Again, not far from the capital here. We don't have any reports on casualties, but as you can see, it looks like the city, village, whatever you want to call it, has been completely destroyed as the Russians up the ante here and the military assault on largely civilians. That continues a pattern. But what I'm about to tell you next is a rather severe and worrisome departure from even that pattern, targeting a U.S. astronaut on the International Space Station who was supposed to come home with two of his cosmonaut colleagues next month. But the Russians are now rethinking that, saying, with everything going on, just leave him up there. The other two cosmonauts then would be coming back on their own. No word from those cosmonauts, but major concern for my next guest, Terry Virts, the former International Space Station commander and a former NASA astronaut himself. Terry, very good to have you. What do you make of this?
Thanks for having me back on, Neil. And you know, the man who's been making those threats, Dmitry Rogozin, is very prone to making bombastic threats. When I was flying on the space station during the first round of their invasion back in 2014, he said that we could take a trampoline to get to the station when we sanctioned him. So I don't think he's actually directly threatening to leave our astronaut there. And if they did, he can just come back on a SpaceX. So there's no immediate danger for Mark Vande Hei.
So does the SpaceX have the ability to link up with the International Space Station? I don't know, Terry. I'm sorry for ignorance, but that the Russians
No, it does. Actually, for years,
to them.
Almost a decade, we went without the ability to launch people from America, and Russia was a good partner. They took us to and from the station on their Soyuz. But a couple years ago, SpaceX started their capability. So there's actually a launch in a few weeks that would time well with bringing Mark back. There's no plan to do that for now. The plan is to bring him back on the Soyuz, and I think this is just bluster. They posted a very creepy video showing them leaving Mark in space and the Russian segment separating from the space station.
Incredible.
I'm not sure. There's been a lot of very unprofessionalism from Dmitry Rogozin, to say the least. But I know that on the ground level, the crew in space is working well together. NASA's still working well. You know, they're trying to keep the war away from the space station as much as possible. I don't know how long that can continue.
You know, Terry, you embodied that idea of international cooperation, and you know, when you work with cosmonauts, I dare say those other two cosmonauts would not want to leave without him, and they wouldn't. And it might risk an international furor with the you know the commanders that be down on Earth in Russia, but I can't see them doing that.
Not at all. Look, I was there, like I said, during Crimea. The highlight of my time in space was hanging out with my Russian friends. I'm still friends to this day. We really did try to keep the politics of Earth away from our time as a crew. We became friends. But you know, Neil, this is another level. Like what's happening now in Ukraine is unlike anything that's ever happened. And I hope we can keep the space station partnership together. So far we have. Yeah. But Russia has really put their space program on a trajectory straight downhill. There's not a lot of good things in the future for the Russian space program if they continue this path in Ukraine.
They need more guys like you, Terry, fewer guys like this guy running the Russian part of that International Space Station. We'll see what happens, how they settle that out.